So there's a mudra, and I normally don't even introduce it unless it's Earth Day or nature catastrophes everywhere. But I think it's very important that maybe I show it to you. And a mudra is a hand gesture that means something in your mind. So it's an affirmation, but it's a hand gesture. And when you bring your thumb and your pinky fingers together, and you bring the other 3 fingers straight, and you set one of the fingers, one of the hands on the mat and the other at the heart. And it's your mother nature. It's this mother's love for the earth. And when we need to settle down and we feel like everything on the earth, whether it's fires or hurricanes or earthquakes, we just rest those 3 fingers on the earth, the other 2 connected, and 3 fingers at the heart. And there you set your mantra or your affirmation of honoring Mother Earth and asking her to settle everything down. So just something for you to know when things start to get chaotic. 3 fingers to the heart, 3 fingers to the earth. Just close your eyes. Take the breath. Make the wish. Breathe it in deeply. And then sigh it out your mouth. Let it go back out into the universe, whatever you've asked for. She'll know right where to place it. So I don't do hand mudras that often. You always see yogis with seated in lotus position with their legs and their hands out. And if it means something to you, if you can draw in something from that, by all means, do it. For me, this is the most powerful mudra. The others, I don't feel them as much, if that makes any sense. So let's come down on our backs first. Didn't mean to do the whole workshop thing. I have a block at both ends of my mat. So just, if you've got them there, place them. Whatever you'd like to place underneath your shoulder blades to lift the heart space. Maybe that top block supports the head, hand to the belly, hand to the heart. Now for me this morning, I have my legs in a cross-legged position, like if I was sitting in an easy seat with my front shin, right shin in front of my left. If you want to take cobbler pose with the feet together, that's not quite as intense as this is. We opened up our hips yesterday. If you'd like to just bring the knees together and the feet wide, just find a resting position, close down the eyes. Find a little gratitude that we have this time together. And it's a fun time. We laugh, we share haircuts, we share life. So take a deep breath in. And just feel the love and the gratitude that we all bring into this virtual room. But it's like I can feel you and your presence right here, right now. 2 more breaths here. And whatever leg position you're in, gently draw the knees up towards the ceiling, feet towards the center of the mat. Roll yourself over onto your side and press your way up to a seat. So a seat can be sitting on a block if that's comfortable for you. I like to use my rolled towel. It's kind of squashed, but roll it back up. And just set it so you're sitting on the crease of it. You're not sitting right on top of it if you're using anything. And just allow the pelvic bowl to kind of tilt. Allow space to come into the low back. Stack the spine nice and tall as you draw in that pelvic floor. Knees rest lightly, hands on the knees. Take a moment again now. With the hands resting lightly on the thighs, pull the shoulder tips up to the ears and then roll them down your back. So we're going to do this slow, nice and easy, as Tina would say. Up to the ears and roll it down the back. So maybe you hear a little bit of popping or movement there. As long as it's not painful, it's good. And then reverse, shoulders up, forward, and back. And then the next time, bring those shoulder tips way up to the ears, then slide them back. Shoulder blades coming together, and drop the chin to the chest. So shoulder tips are way back, spine is tall, the belly is in. And we're not dropping the head. We're taking that nose and making a line so that the chin tucks into the throat. We didn't get our Monday neck and shoulder opening. So just enjoy a couple breaths right here, letting the weight of the head bring some length into the neck. And we'll do that little rotation, just taking that chin over towards the right shoulder so that the left ear comes to center or close to center. And then drop the chin back down to center and take it left. So here, just rotating through the muscles in the cervical spine. Notice your range of motion. How far can you go without pushing? Couple more sweeps. And then we'll meet back at center, chin to chest. And then slowly lift the head back to neutral. And let's move with a little bit of breath now. So hands come to the side. On your inhale, again, draw that belly in. Arms reach out and arms reach overhead. Extend up. Maybe the hands find the prayer. Drop the prayer to the back of the heart. Lift it to the heavens. And then slowly on the exhale, hands come down. Twice more. Big inhale, extend the arms. Reach the arms, find the prayer. Bend the elbows, palms to the back of the heart. Send it back up and lower down. Last one, reach, rise, bend into the arms, come back up and lower back down. Hands placed. I have my right shin in front. So if you don't have your right shin in front, switch it around just because we're going to do the sequence on that side. So right shin in front, spine is long, belly's in, palms come straight down onto the mat in front of you, and just walk your hands out. So just a seated forward fold. Simple, yet potent, right? So keep the spine nice and long. Neck now in line with spine. Press into those palms to sink the hips back. Begin to feel the length from the tailbone all the way to the shoulders. As you draw the belly in and exhale slow, maybe there's a little more space to forward fold. Find a place where spine is straight and belly is in, tailbone sinks, and you feel all the muscles along the spine. Beginning to activate all the little energy centers that we know also reside along the spine. Take in a full breath And we're just going to walk the hands off to the right. And as you walk off to the right, maybe the left fingers extend further. So again, everybody says plant that left hip. You can allow that left hip. It's better for your sacrum to kind of roll up with you. The stretch is a diagonal stretch across the spine. So don't center on keeping that hip back. Center on space in the side body and a stretch in the back body. And again, as you take that deep breath in and draw the belly in, on the exhale, maybe there's a little more room to extend those left fingertips forward. Settle here for 2 breaths. Staying on this side, we're going to just walk the fingertips back towards that right knee. Left hand's just going to come outside that knee, and the right fingertips are going to just slip behind you. Press into those fingertips, get nice and tall in the spine. So as you arrive here, take a moment first to gaze over the left shoulder. So again, we're twisting to the right, but we're going to gaze to the left. Keep pressing into those back fingertips to keep the length in the spine, and just use your eye muscles and see how far to the left you can see. Breath is easy. Then bring the head back to neutral and then take the head over to the right. Again, pressing into those back fingertips and use your eye muscles here to see how far to the right you can gaze. Full deep breath. Keeping the left hand secured where it is, let's take that right arm up to the ceiling. And as you reach and find the extension, twirl the palms so that the fingers, the pinky finger points down, and then take the arm overhead, lateral bend to the left. Again, with the neck gazing down, or maybe rotating it up towards that elbow, and then back down. So find a place. Take the breath into the right side body. One more big inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to take the right hand towards that left knee, crisscross at the elbows. Again, draw the belly in, long spine, and then again, tuck the chin. Lengthen the back of the neck. Full breath. Picking up the fingers, finding that eagle position with the arms. So again, hands can come onto the top of the shoulders. You can press forearms. You can double bind at the wrist. Palms maybe together. Lift the elbows to the height of the shoulders. Send the hands away from the face and pause here and just notice the space you're creating in the shoulder blades, between the shoulders and in the shoulder joint. Draw the belly in with the inhale. Expand through the back of the shoulders. And then we'll move cat-cow with this. So on your next inhale, bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling, or just the elbows rise up. If you have your hands on your shoulders, feel the stretch in the shoulder joint. And then on your exhale, we're just going to curl and round. So you're going to kind of sit back on that tailbone, round the spine. Elbows come in towards the wrist, hands fall down to the mat, crown of the head comes down. All the space in the back body, take a nice full deep breath. Slow exhale. Inhale, arms rise back. Maybe the fingers start to reach towards the ceiling again. Maybe the gaze. And then slowly release, expand the arms out to the side, and then lower them back down. And change the cross of your legs. So now left shin in front. Fingertips out to the side. Taking a full breath, again, gather in the belly, arms reach up, hands find prayer. Drop the prayer to the back of the heart as you squeeze the biceps into the head. Send the prayer back up to the heavens and bring it back to the heart. Twice more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Each movement a breath. One more. And we'll plant the palms here. So again, find those sit bones, straight spine, belly in, pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Walk the hands forward. Any amount. And here, press into the palms, sink the hips back. Begin to feel into the spine. Drawing in a full deep breath, the belly in, maybe a little more room on the exhale to come forward. Doesn't matter. Straight spine, neck in line with the spine. 2 breaths. And we'll take the walk to the left. So walking the fingertips off the mat. Chest coming towards that left thigh. Maybe the right fingers can extend just a little bit further. Breathing, finding space in the right side body, but also maybe feeling that stretch across the back body. Take 2 breaths. And again, we're going to keep the torso here. Walk the fingertips back towards that left knee. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. Left fingertips come behind you. Press into those fingertips before you even take a twist. Get the spine nice and long. And then take a gaze over the right shoulder. Use the eyes. See how far back you can see. And then bringing the head back to neutral, take the twist over to the left. So again, back fingertips act like a, what do you call that thing on a bike? Can't think of the name. Anyway, press in, get long, and then gaze, use your eyes to gaze over the left shoulder. Kickstand, thank you, it just came to me. Back hand is like a kickstand, holding you up nice and tall. One more breath. And we'll leave the right hand where it sits, and we're going to pick up the left fingers up towards the ceiling. Before you take the lateral bend, reach, get nice and long. Then twirl that little pinky finger down and around, and then take the arm overhead. So again here, just a little movement through the neck if it feels good. Gazing down towards that right knee. Maybe rotating the head up towards that left elbow. Breathe into the left ribs. And notice if there's any clenching here. Soft movement, soft breath. 2 more rounds of breath here. In any position that feels good. On your next inhale, left hand's coming over towards that right knee, crisscross at the elbows. Again, spine is long, just tuck the chin in like you were doing a double chin move here. Find length in the back of the neck. Draw in the belly. And then pick up the hands and we'll find our eagle on this side. So find whatever bind suits you. Even holding on to the back of the shoulders. Lift the elbows high. Lift the fingers maybe to the ceiling if you've got the bind. Take a full deep breath in and just pause first just to notice the opening in the back of the shoulders. One of our best poses here in our toolbox. And then we'll slowly begin to round down on the exhale. So kind of rolling onto that tailbone, rounding through the spine. Draw the elbows in, fingertips down, crown of the head down. Let the head hang. 2 full rounds of breath right between the shoulder blades. The last one. And then on your inhale, bring the hands up. Maybe a little arch in the spine. Maybe the gaze rises with the fingers. And then open up your hands. Let the arms come down and just take again a couple slow shoulder rolls. And then we'll roll over our knees to come to all fours. Pam, we're at that 20-minute mark. So if you need to leave, you just shut your device off and recline for a couple minutes before you get off your mat. Okay, all fours. Again, as we hug in the core, we're like a park bench. There's no sag in our spine. Fingers are wide. We press into the palms. I have my toes tucked under. Why? Because it gives me a little stretch through my toe joints. So on my inhale, I'm going to lift my tailbone, lift my heart space, and drop my belly. So you can cat-cow all day long. But if you do it in a mindful way, and as you exhale, that tailbone comes in and we round and we press again into the palms and tuck the chin, you'll notice a different cat-cow each time because our body is different every time we come to the mat. So just take a couple mindful cat-cows and just notice what's happening in the front body and notice what's happening in the back body. And we're going to do that modified little cat-cow vinyasa. You can take any or all of it. I'll go ahead and lead into the down dog and the plank, but you don't have to take it this morning. Come back to that park bench position and sink the hips back towards the heels. Walk the hands forward. Find an extended child's pose. Again, focus on that tailbone and the energy running up the spine to the crown of the head. As you stretch the fingertips forward, maybe you feel the stretch in the soft tissue under the arms. Maybe you feel the ribs expand on your thighs with the inhale. And then again, we're going to move this now with breath. On your inhale, bring it up to all fours. And on your exhale, shift the hips forward down towards your mat as you lift the heart, arch through the spine. Press back into the palms to come back through your table. Press back, palms press in, hips go back. With breath, we come up to all fours. We exhale as we flow forward. Press back to your table. Extend child's pose. Twice more. Bring it up and forward. Send it back. Child's pose. Pause here. So you could just continue that fluid movement. I am going to add on. You can follow me or you can stay right where you need to stay. So find that extension first. And on your in-breath, we come up. Exhale, we come forward, toes tuck under. We come back through the table. We lift the hips up as we press through the palms, downward facing dog. Come up high on the balls of the feet, wave forward to find your plank. Shift it back, hips high, down dog. Drop the knees lightly and find child's pose. So that's the flow with breath. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we come forward. Inhale, we send those hips high and back. Flow like a wave into your plank. Shift back to your dog. And drop the knees to child's pose. So now there will not be any cueing for the next 3. If you get lost along the way, just make it up here. Get ready with the breath. You do your flow. It may not be a rain dance, but it's raining. Thank you, Mother Nature. Taking your own time now, finishing the last one, meeting back in child's pose, uncurling the toes, allowing the arms to come beside the body, palms down. Palms up. Take your time to arrive. Knees together. And as you arrive in this child's pose, allow the shoulders to round in. I like to use the word collapse because nothing to hold up. Just let them go. Breathe into those back ribs. Expand through the whole back body. One more breath here. And again, if you need to leave the practice, just turn your device off. Spend a few moments. On your next inhale, bring the hands right underneath the shoulders to press the body up. Tuck the toes under, a little bit of an intensive toe pose here. But we're going to keep the hands on the mat so you're not putting the whole body weight onto the toes, although you could if you want. Bring the hands down to the mat. It's working into the wrist and the fingers. Flip the right hand onto the back. So the arm is straight and the fingers are wide, and you've got this nice 90-degree bend at the outer wrist. And you can adjust that. You bring it in, it's not quite as intense, or you can slide it further away and it's a little bit more intense, right? So find where you are. The whole back of the hand rests, the arm is straight. Make a fist. Open up the fingers wide. Make a fist. Open up the fingers. This time, draw the thumb into the center of the palm, wrap the other 4 fingers around it. Are you holding your breath? Notice your breath. Hold that pose. And then open up those fingers as wide as you can. Bring the hand back up. Oh, it's raining hard. Good. And then shake it out. Bring some blood to those fingers, to the wrist. Release that. Maybe round and round one way and round the other. Good. And we'll replace the right hand and we'll flip over the left. So again, each side, you've got a dominant side, you've got a little bit of a weaker side. So maybe this one needs to come in more, or maybe you've got a lot more room and you can extend that arm. Again, the arm is straight, the back of the hand rests on the mat, and the bend is like a 90-degree right there at the wrist. Make a fist. And open. And fist. And open. Draw the thumb in, wrap the other 4 fingers around it. Pause there, notice your breath, notice your belly. One more inhale. And then nice and slow, open those fingers. And we'll bring that hand back and shake it out. So again, circle the wrist, flip it up and down, blood flow, whatever feels good to shake that out. Left hand comes down to the mat. Just take a moment to uncurl the toes and press the top of your feet into the mat. So we're not forcing this, but a nice stretch now to the top of the toe joints and the top of the foot. Take a moment there. And then paddle it out. Good. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips. We're going to go to a forward fold, back of the mat. Keep the knees bent as much as you need to. If you're using a towel or anything on your mat, just set it to the side. Let the belly rest on the thighs. Let the head just hang. Maybe again, a little movement right and left to just feel into the neck. Maybe here you cup elbows and let the weight of the elbows deepen the stretch. And again, if the neck is a little cranky, maybe you interlace behind the skull and just let the elbows bring some weight, some length into the neck. Wherever you are, take a couple breaths. Maybe wag the tail, a little bit of movement. And then release and let the arms dangle back down, nothing to hold up. Heel toe the feet in together. Again, with a slight bend into the knees, pick up that right foot, bring it behind the left so the little pinky toes come together. A slight bend in that front knee, but see now, holding on fingertips to the mat, if you can find a little bit of length in the back of the right leg. So a little bit of a stretch for the hamstrings and the calf. Full breath. Gently releasing that, right foot comes back, and we'll switch sides. So take a little bend into that right knee, bring the left foot behind. Maybe the pinky toes touch, maybe they don't, not important. Straightening through that left leg. Again, head is hanging, breath is flowing. Stretching into the back of the left leg. One more inhale. And exhale. And then release, left foot comes back to meet the right. Hang in your forward fold. Then press into your feet, bend your knees, roll your way up to stand nice and slow. Shoulder tips come up to the ears and roll back. On your inhale, take the arms up towards the ceiling. Allow the right hand to reach for the left wrist, pull the left arm up to touch the ceiling. And then take a little bend over to the right. Rotate the chest open like you're going to lift the chest towards the ceiling. And take a deep breath. And on the exhale, just relax it down. Inhale, come back. Switch sides. Right arm extends way up first. Draw the belly in and take it left. Rotate that chest again. Gaze maybe up towards where the wall or the ceiling meets. And then soften with the exhale. And then inhale, we bring it back up, reach up. Let the arms come down and bring them around. Find that interlace. And if the palms can't press together, that's not a problem. Hold on to your wrist or your forearms. Squeeze the elbows in. And as you squeeze the elbows in, can you lift the chest? Open up the front of the shoulders. And then take that fist down towards your pelvis and out, away from the body. Find a full breath here. Big opening through the chest, the collarbones, the pecs, the shoulders. And on the exhale, begin to bend into the knees. Keep the same upper body, but begin to lower the belly down towards the thighs, then the chest, then the crown of the head comes down as the arms reach towards the ceiling and then float overhead. So a deep bend into the knees to support the ribs. This is all about the shoulders here. Press the arms up and then let them fall forward. Any amount. And then nice and easy, we'll bring that fist back towards the hips. Release that, let the arms dangle back down. Everything folding forward, no wasted energy here. And then slowly roll yourself back up to stand. Let the shoulders come up to the ears. Shoulder blades squeeze down the back. Arms come beside the body, the palms out. Close down the eyes. Take a couple deep breaths here. In through the nose. Gentle bend into the knees. Let it go. And then as you blink your eyes open, come to the center of your mat. So face the long edge of your mat. Good. And as you arrive here, step the feet out into a wide V shape. So whatever's comfortable that you can sustain your balance and your support. Bring the hands to the waist, squeeze the elbows back to open up the chest. Gentle bend into the knees. Halfway down, straight spine, half lift, fold. Pausing here. Begin to feel again, where the hamstrings might meet the hips. Take a breath. Then slide the hands down the legs towards the calf or the ankle if it's available. And allow that to draw the crown of the head down towards the mat. So again, a nice fold here. But at the same time, as you're finding length in the spine, you're finding length in the back of the legs. Take a deep breath. Place the hands right underneath the shoulders. Take a moment, bend into the right knee, beginning to find length in the inner left thigh. Press back to center and take it the opposite side. So option here is to leave the hands planted for support, or maybe you bring the hands to prayer. The back is straight as you flow from one side to the other. Opening up the inner thighs. Belly is engaged. Take 2 more each side. And then we'll plant those hands, if they're not already there, underneath the shoulders. Bring yourself back to that neutral fold. Keep the hips back, walk the hands forward, just like our heart melting pose here. So walk the hands as far forward as you can. And as you do that, let the chest and the head drop down towards the mat. Find that opening now under the underarms, the forearms. Full deep breath. And then walk the hands back between the feet. Flip the fingers around. So now your inner wrist is facing forward, and then walk the fingers back even further so that the whole entire torso comes down, as does the head. And pause there. And to come out, we'll bring those fingertips back in line with our shoulders and our toes. Slight bend into our knees. Hands come to the waist or the hip crease. Squeeze the elbows in. Straight spine. Bring yourself all the way up. Good. Right foot's going to pivot towards the top of the mat. Bend into the knee. Let's find warrior two. So bending into the knee, but still maintaining weight in that back foot. Arms extend out to the side. So reach to the fingers, re-soften those shoulders, draw in your pelvic floor. Strong pose, warrior two. Take a deep breath. And we're going to move into side angle. And if you've got that block, I'd like you this time with your side angle to use your block and not your forearm on your thigh. Just adjust the block. And as you're ready, bring the right hand down to the block. And then the left arm extends up. Rotate your chest open and use that elbow to help press the right knee away. Gaze can be down. You can adjust your block. Find your breath. Big breath in. And on the exhale, take that arm, top arm overhead, bicep by the ear. Keep the chest open. Take a full breath. And then bring that top arm back up to the ceiling and to the waist. The hand comes to the waist, and you can adjust the block again, but straighten through that front leg. Triangle pose. Okay, so the hand's on the block to help, or you can have it on your shin. The hand on the waist is to keep the chest open. So take a breath here. Maybe you extend the arm up, maybe you don't. And slowly, mindfully, we're going to bend back into that right knee. Come back to your warrior two. Sink it down, maybe a little bit more. Hands to the waist, squeeze in the elbows, pivot that right foot in, take the left foot out. And if you need to bring your block by the left foot, position it there. So as you arrive, begin to bend into the left knee, sink the pelvis, but at the same time, shoulders, hips stacked, chest is forward, the long edge of your mat. So sink it down, then extend the arms. Draw in the belly, soften the shoulders, soften the face. 2 breaths. So coming into our side angle pose, as you're ready, bringing the left hand to the block, whatever height. Left elbow to the inner knee. Extend the right arm up to the ceiling. So open up your chest. Take in a full breath. One more inhale. And maybe we bring the top arm overhead for that extended side angle. Draw those hips in line now. Don't let the booty stick out there. Rotate the heart open. And then we'll take that arm back to the ceiling, reach, 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 and then bend and bring the hand to the waist. And as you do that, begin to straighten that left leg for your triangle. Maybe you adjust the block, draw it down, open the chest. Maybe you raise the arm, stacking through the shoulders. 2 breaths wherever you are. With the hand on the waist, begin to re-bend into that left knee. Nice and easy, draw yourself back. Warrior 2. Hands to the waist. Squeeze the elbows in, straighten that left leg, pivot the feet and heel toe yourself so that now the feet are a little bit more than hip distance apart, but this time heels are slightly in, toes out, and then sink yourself down. So knees track over that second toe, but the spine stays nice and long. Hands come to the thighs, thumb in, fingers wrap. And again, we're just going to take the shoulder dips, so drawing in the belly, spine nice and long. Take that right shoulder, drop it in. Stretch all along the back body. At the same time, press the right thigh away. It's a little bit of a stretch there again. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Inhale, back to center. Dip it left. So again now, left shoulder to center, stretching through the spine, but press the left thigh away. One more breath. And then ball back to center. Bring the hands to your heart space. Sink yourself down, whether it's full Malasana or elbows resting on the thighs. Find a squat. If you come into Malasana, sink that pelvis down, straighten the spine, lift the heart. If you're taking your squat with your elbows on your thighs, lift your heart space and see if you can just drop the tailbone down towards the heels. 2 breaths. And then we'll sink it all the way down. Anyway, nobody's watching you, to bring yourself down to your mat. With the knees bent and the feet planted, hands behind the knee crease, tuck in that chin, round slowly down to the mat. Allow the knees to draw in with you. Squeeze them in. Take a rock, side to side. And then replant the feet on the mat. Pick up that right knee and just cross it over the left. Your choice if you want to double bind for eagle legs. Otherwise, just hug the thighs, maybe the calves together. Pick up the hips and just move them to the right an inch or so. Arms extend out into this nice T, reaching through the fingers. So we got all of this space in the chest, and then just drop the knees over to the left. Spinal twist. You can support the knees with your block or your bolster. If you want to complete the spinal twist, rotating the head over towards the right. Shoulders are soft. Release the jaw, the tongue, soften the face. And then just notice here what you're holding on to. The body should be at rest here. Fully supported, using props, Mother Earth. She's holding you right now. Let everything go. 3 full rounds of breath. Preparing to come out. If the head is rotated, bring it back to neutral. Engage your core, use the power in your hips. Draw the knees back up. Unravel. Lift the hips, bring them back to center. Just pause there for a moment. And then the left will cross over the right knee. Shift the hips an inch or so over to the left. Allow the knees to fall right. Again, support where you need support. Notice the shoulders are still soft on the mat. Maybe the hips are stacked one on top of the other. Maybe you rotate the head to the left. Let the body settle. Let the breath be full. One more full inhale. Slow exhale. If the head is rotated, gently bring it back to center. Engage your core. Draw the knees back up. Unravel. Shift the hips back to center. Pause there for a moment. And then one last big body hug. Draw the knees in. Forearms go around the shins. Maybe you pick up the head and the shoulders and form a nice tight ball rounding through your spine. And then we'll release to our final resting pose of Shavasana. So you're at home. Maybe here you throw your legs, calves up on a couch or a coffee table, finding a form of legs up the wall. Maybe you stretch the legs out long and let the feet flop open. Wherever you are, again, scan the body. Release any clenching, any tightness. And just enjoy the next few moments with yourself. Your body, your mind, and your spirit. Shavasana. If you have the luxury of time, give yourself the gift of a few more moments. Shut your device down. I'm going to leave you here. I wish you a beautiful weekend, and I'll look for you on Monday. Namaste.